is a foundation review and demo video, and the foundation I'll be reviewing is the Revlon Photoready Foundation. I got this a few months ago in the fall time, I think, and when I got this at Rite Aid, they were having a sale. It was like buy one, get one half off. So I got this, and I also got the Photoready color correcting primer, and then I also got the Photoready face powder. So I will be talking about all three of these products and showing you all of them as well. So it's like a demo of all three. I'm going to show you guys me applying this foundation, half of my face with a damp beauty sponge or beauty blender, and then the other half of my face using a flat top kabuki brush. I just thought it would be a good idea for you guys to kind of see how the foundation looks applying with the two different techniques, and you know, I thought that would be an interesting way for you guys to see how it looks. Now I do know that they just came out with a Revlon Photoready airbrushed version of this, so it's like a newer version because this has been out since like I think 2010. I could be wrong. When I got this in October or November, I think it was, they only had the regular Photoready. I didn't see the airbrushed one then. So I hope you guys find this helpful. Maybe you were thinking about getting this foundation, and maybe, you know, if you were thinking about getting the airbrushed one, I'm sure they're similar, so maybe you can kind of get a gauge on how that one would be as well. So let's get on to the demo and review. I hope you guys enjoy review and try on this foundation for you guys. Finally, I've been wanting to do it, and I am breaking out a little bit right now. This is really not like me. I have a lot more breakout on my cheeks. I never get it there, but I don't know what's going on. I just am breaking out right now, and it is that time of the month, so that might be why too. But I thought it would be a good time to do it anyways, because then you guys could see how much coverage this foundation gives me, and you know what, I just really wanted to review it and do a demo for you guys. And lately I've just been using this Clean and Clear dual action moisturizer, and I don't know, I just always really love this moisturizer. I know it's nothing fancy, but I really do like it. So I've been using this, and I used this a little bit ago to moisturize my face, and I thought I would do like half of my face using a damp beauty sponge, and then half using my Sigma flat kabuki brush, just so you guys could see the difference, hopefully. So first we're gonna start with the Revlon Photoready primer, and I just usually like to shake it up a little bit. And you guys know I love my Rimmel Stay Matte primer, but since it is like the winter time right now, I've been trying to stay away from like products that you know, mattify my face. I don't really need anything to get my face more dry or anything, so I've been trying to use other primers and other products that aren't matte products. So they both have a pump applicator, so I think that's really convenient and clean, and it just makes it a lot easier. I just pumped a little bit onto my finger there, and I think I definitely do need a little bit more. I do feel like with the primer, you know, it seems like it doesn't spread around that much, so you kind of need to use a little more than you would think, but it's okay because so far this is still lasting me a long time. So I'm just gonna rub that all over my skin. My face always gets so red after I rub it and stuff. So don't mind that. That's just normal for my skin to get a little red. I used like 2 big pumps, and then I did like 2 other smaller pumps, and I think that's about the amount I used to kind of get the primer all over my face. I'm just gonna let that set in for a couple minutes, but I just thought you know, I would talk about the primer a little bit more. So far, since I've been using it, I do think it's a great primer. Like I said, I love the way it feels on my skin. I love that it's like a cream consistency, so it feels very moisturizing and like cooling in a way. And yeah, I think it really helps as a primer. I think it helps keep my foundation intact, you know, all day, and I really think it's working out, and I think it's a great match, of course, with the Photoready foundation. And another thing I want to mention is, I almost forgot, it's a color correcting primer. And And I don't know, it says 002, but since this is a color correcting primer, I think it really helps with like redness and stuff. And I don't know if you guys noticed that the redness on my face definitely went down after I put that on. I don't know if it's just my imagination or if you guys agree, but letting it sit in a few minutes before putting the foundation on, I think really shows that some of my like redness on my cheeks aren't as red as they were. I do see a difference when I use this. So I think enough time went by, and now I'm going to apply the foundation on. This is what it looks like, and it has a pump applicator as well. I got it in the shade 004 Nude. Now I guess I'm going to use the back of my hand. That's what I usually do. And with this, it's kind of the same way as the primer. I feel like I have to use more than maybe another foundation. You just have to use a little bit more than usual. So I'm just going to put like 2 big pumps on my hand. I'm going to do one side of my face with the Beauty Blender, and this is actually the Real Techniques Complexion Sponge. That's the one I get. It's very reasonable, and I usually order a few of them on Amazon. But I'm just going to dab that on to my complexion sponge or beauty sponge, and I guess I'll just work on this side first. So as you can see, that was one like dab on the sponge, and I'm just slowly dabbing that on to my skin. Definitely got rid of some of that redness and breakouts. You can't really see that as much. I never did half of my face with a different tool than the other, so this is a little different for me, but I want you guys to see how it applies, because I know some of you guys, you know, like your beauty sponges and some like your foundation brushes, so I don't want to just show you one way, and I actually like both. So that's with one like pretty thin layer of the foundation using the damp beauty sponge, and I still have some left on my hand. So as you can see, it's very lightweight, it's very light and thin, and it does, I would say it's like a light to medium coverage, but you can definitely build it up. So that's what I wanted to show you guys. I would still prefer maybe just a little bit more. So just to show you guys, I'm gonna just use the rest on my hand and just give myself a little more coverage on the side of my face. So as you guys could see, it's kind of like a dewy finish, at least that's how I feel. So you guys could get the full effect, I'm going to also apply the Photo Ready powder that I have. And I have this in the color Fair Light. We're still going to do this side of my face using my foundation brush, but I just thought I would finish this side off by using some of the powder. I'm using my e.l.f. powder brush that I'm just in love with. This is like my favorite powder brush. And I just dabbed it onto the powder, and now I'm just going to, you know, dab it onto my skin. And this way, if there was any shininess or anything that looked too dewy, at least this kind of mattifies it a little bit. And I love this powder for sure. I'm glad I got all 3 things when I went to Rite Aid that day, and I really love this powder. I feel like it just gives you that extra coverage. As you can see, just applying it with the powder brush, it really gives me that extra coverage, and I really like that. It just has a really nice feeling on my skin and really lasts long. I don't notice anything that really bothers me. You know, I really feel like my face doesn't get shiny or anything, and my makeup doesn't, you know, wear off quick, so that's a good sign. Now we're just gonna go to my other side, and I'm gonna show you how it applies on using my foundation brush. And I'm gonna also do like 2 pretty big pumps there. Kabuki brush I'm using is the Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush, and this is my favorite foundation brush, and actually I think like my very first foundation brush as well, and I really love it. Okay, and I think that's all blended in. So I think so far the difference is now this side with using the foundation brush, I feel like it definitely takes quicker to blend in. So that's one difference. So if you're rushing, I definitely would, you know, suggest using a foundation brush because it just takes a little quicker. But using the damp beauty sponge, I feel like that gave me more of a flawless look, because a little bit on the side where I use the foundation brush there, I don't know, just a couple little spots are a little cakey looking and a little dry looking. But with the sponge, you definitely get more of a dewy, smooth, and, you know, flawless look. So, you know, just to take a little more time using the damp beauty sponge, then of course you would have a little bit more of a flawless look. But I usually love using my foundation brush either way. I usually tend to grab this more. But before I forget, I'm just gonna apply some of this powder onto this side now, the side I use the foundation brush, because I don't want to forget to do that. And then we could really see the finished face. Okay, and that is my finished face. I know I don't have any eye makeup on, so I look a little silly right now. But overall, guys, I really think this foundation, the primer, foundation, and powder has been really working out for me. I use it, you know, a good amount, a few times a week. Sometimes, you know me, I love my BB cream, so on a daily basis, I do put on a BB cream, but I do go for this foundation a lot, and I put it on, and I've been really enjoying it. And of course, I use the primer and the powder along with it. And I also, like I said, mostly use my foundation brush, but I do really love the Complexion Sponge as well, and I really love the finish that both of them gave me when it comes down to it. But I really wanted you guys to see the difference overall. Both sides really look the same. You do have to use a little bit more than, you know, you would with another foundation, because it is really light, and I would say it's like a light to medium coverage. I really put a lot on, so that's why it worked well. But if you would just put like the littlest bit on, you would see that you would definitely need a lot more. But this isn't full coverage foundation, that's for sure. But I think for the winter months, this has been really agreeing with my skin and helping with the dryness. And also, if my skin is a little dry, it doesn't add to it or anything like that. So I've really been enjoying it. Another thing I just want to point out and mention is that it does, if you look really close to the bottle, it does have this really like light, like shimmer or glow in it, if you could see. It's just like little specks, and I'm trying to let you guys see that. I think you might be able to see there. But I did want to just point out that that might be there for like something that has to do with the photo ready, you know, it being a good foundation for getting pictures taken. I think that has something to do with it. But when I pump it out on my hand or And also when I apply it on my face, I really don't see it. The only time I ever really notice a little bit of that is when I look really close to my skin and there is like a kind of a glow to it. If you look really close, it's just a slight glow, and I think that really does just add to the dewy look of it. But other than that, I really don't notice it, and it doesn't bother me. If anything, I think it looks good, mostly, you know, if you want that dewy finish. So that was my review and demo on the Revlon Photoready Foundation, primer, and powder, and I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was my first foundation review, so I hope I did a good job. Please let me know how I did in the comments section, and I will see you guys in my next video.